Let's talk about a new issue that's creeping up and killing deals in the real estate market. It's been so frustrating dealing with rising costs everywhere, but it's even more frustrating when it's related to the real estate market. And this time, we're not blaming interest rates for the unaffordability of homes these days. Now we're shining a spotlight on home insurance costs, more specifically on Colorado home insurance costs, because word on the street is Colorado's home insurance prices are the 6th highest in the nation. I know it's not the sexiest topic, but you gotta stay on top of this if you're planning on buying a home here in Colorado. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Setting the stage here, home prices are stagnant and interest rates are decreasing. In fact, it's about 6.5% as of early September. The thing is, even though interest rates are decreasing, it's almost a wash because insurance premiums are increasing over time as well, especially when your monthly insurance payment increases by $100 or even $150 per month. On an even more serious note, this Broomfield homeowner noted a $2,000 annual increase in her insurance premium, and according to their insurance broker, the only way to decrease their monthly insurance cost is by replacing the whole roof. Yeah, and if you're thinking you would not replace your roof for maybe saving a couple $100 per month, I do not blame you because I would make that same decision. But the thing is, Colorado has always been a high-risk state. Hail damage and wildfire catastrophes are at the top of the list when it comes to insurance concerns. And for those new to Colorado, hail is common-ish in the summertime. It's ranked 2nd in the nation for hail damage claims and has a highly litigious climate. Wildfires are common in the summer and fall as well, sort of packing a 1-2 punch. And in fact, 20 of the state's most destructive wildfires took place within the last 20 years. And there's a strong correlation with massive wildfires and insurance premiums going up, like the East Troublesome Fire, which burned over 100,000 acres in a single day, sparked, no pun intended, the first big increase of home insurance prices. The Marshall Fire, destroying nearly 1,100 homes, totaling more than $2 billion in damages, triggered the next big increase over the past 6 years. And personally speaking, I have rental properties in both California and also Colorado, and insurance is doing whatever it can to give out non-renewals for their insurance policies. So let me tell you a little story here. My insurance provider, Safeco, sent out a non-renewal for my California property. Of course, I was like, WTF? I dug a little deeper and I found out that they're issuing a non-renewal because their satellite imagery noticed pooling on my flat roof. And as it turns out, I looked at that satellite image. It wasn't pooling water, it was just my solar panels. I think the satellite imagery and the computers sort of doing its analysis saw the black spots on my roof and thought it was pooling water, and it's just my solar panels, come on. Real quick, before we continue, if you're thinking about moving to the Denver area, I have a 100% free relocation guide. Here, this QR code is right here, will take you right to it. Like I said, it's 100% free. It takes you to the biggest employers, the hospitals nearby, and also some of my favorite food places, and it gives you a good introduction to the Denver area. Make sure you go check that out. Like I said, it's 100% free, and I want to make sure you're making the right decision in where you want to go and also how you want to go about it. So if anything, you can also hit me up. All my contact information is down below in the description. Yeah, like I said, all free, lots of good stuff right there. Make sure you go check it out. And this might still apply to you as a Colorado homeowner. And the thing is, with these non-renewal letters, some poor souls out there will probably see that letter, panic a little bit, and decide they need to move to a new insurance provider with that same title or like stamp of disapproval saying that this roof has possible pooling and water damage listed on their home roof, which will still increase their premium no matter what policy they go through. So to close the loop on the whole story, for my California property, I fought it and had some angry and aggressive calls to Safeco being like, hey, this is not right. And I'm definitely putting that lightly. I finally got my insurance renewed, saying that this is not a concern. I do not have any pooling water. Those are merely my solar panels, and they sent me a renewal letter soon after that. And I am not the only one who's seeing some price hikes. Colorado home insurance has gone up nearly 60% since 2019. So why is it going up so much? Insurance companies can't keep up with the payouts, and insurers' loss ratios jumped from 55% in 2019 to 78.6% in 2024, citing catastrophic events that have been happening since 2019. And these insurance companies that actually can't keep up with the payouts are handing out non-renewals or just straight up leaving the state. I mean, check this out. This metric from the US Senate Budget Committee report says that in 2018, Colorado insurance non-renewals were at 1.1%. But in 2023, the non-renewal percentage fell to 0.86%, which is a silver lining to all the insurance news, meaning that they're decreasing the amount of non-renewals going out to the Colorado residents. In a recent article by Axios, Colorado further punishes individuals with low credit scores. And if you want to continue reading on that, I didn't want to go through the Axios paywall, but I would assume that if your credit is below 650, chances are you're paying over $2,000 more annually for insurance. And to bring it all back, why does it concern people that are trying to buy a home here in Colorado? Well, you got to set aside more money per month. And if you're in the case of, let's say, that Broomfield resident that I mentioned earlier in this video, she had to think about replacing the whole roof just to save like $150 to $200 per month for her insurance premiums. And it's also a concern for people trying to buy a home here in Colorado because they might not qualify for as high of a home price that they would actually want. So let's say if the home insurance quote that you're getting has increased a couple $100s per month, then that means that your home budget decreases by, let's say, several thousand, meaning that instead of getting the home that you want in a certain neighborhood, you might have to look across the street where it's a little bit more affordable, but maybe not as desirable. Of course, I am not a loan officer. Make sure you go talk to your preferred lender on that subject. And if you are curious on what that looks like on your end, please hit me up. I have some sweet contacts for lenders depending on what your goals are and what your strategy is. Let me know and hit me up. All my contact information is down below in the description. And if you want guidance through the whole home insurance or even solar panels like I mentioned earlier, just let me know. So with all these home insurance price increases, what is Colorado doing about it? Well, they have the FAIR policy, which is FAIR, but the thing is it should be considered as a last resort. The FAIR policy's ultimate goal is to make homeowners insurance available to those who cannot secure insurance in the standard market. The thing is, the FAIR policy has higher premiums, has limited coverage, and you only have one option for coverage. So like I said, with the higher premiums and limited coverage and all that good stuff, this should be considered as a last resort. And what's funny is that I have almost PTSD from this because Safeco, when they were going through my non-renewal policy, they also gave me the option to go through the California equivalent of their FAIR policy. And the prices were just astronomical. There was just no way that I want to go through that. And I assume it's the same thing for here in Colorado. Hey y'all, real quick, as much as I love making these videos, there's only one thing I love more, and it is making sure that you're moving to the right neighborhoods and you're making the correct move over to the Denver area. And I love helping out families. I've helped countless families move over to the Denver area, and I want to make sure that you're making the right move as well. So if you're ever curious and want to hit me up, all my contact information is down below in the description, just right there, maybe like a couple inches down. Make sure that you hit me up. You can set up a Zoom call with me. You can text me. You can even call me if you want to reach me. So looking forward to it. I want to make sure that you're making the right move. Another thing that Colorado is doing to help out with the home insurance premiums is the homeowners insurance underinsurance, or otherwise known as HB 23-1174, extending the non-renewal notice period from 30 days to 60 days, allowing agents more time to find a replacement insurer if their original insurer doesn't offer a policy renewal. And to wrap things up, honestly, it is not looking that great for Colorado homeowners, so be prepared for any sort of increases in the near future. I mean, it's a tough market out there, especially when we're at the mercy of insurance providers who just want to make a profit. And I know this video is a little bit more heavy compared to the other videos that I've been making, like home tours or best neighborhoods and best food or restaurants all across town. But the thing is, I want to make sure you're equipped for what it's like to live in Colorado, whether it means on affordability, housing crisis, or just living situation. So if you have any questions on moving here, give me a call or a text or set up a free Zoom call with me. All my contact information is down below in the description. Thanks so much for watching and truly appreciate you going all the way through this video. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you're not forgetting any future videos from me and you are reminded to go check it out, especially if you're planning on moving over to Denver. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next week.